My dreams are nightmares. How can I sleep? You got the gun against me.
What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Elite Collection Series 75, the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. So here we have Pete Dunne posed and out of the packaging. Before we take a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories really fast. Pete Dunne does come with 2 pairs of hands. We do get a pair of fists. We get a pair of grip hands. We also do get his entrance vest, which looks really nice, and I do like the design on the back. His final accessory is the WWE United Kingdom title, which looks really nice. I am glad they did include it with this figure, and like all other titles, it does fit around his waist nicely. Other than that, he doesn't come with anything else. A pair of style pose hands would never hurt, but that's neither here nor there. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually have a closer look at Pete Dunne. So here we have a closer look at Pete Dunne, and Mattel has once again done a fantastic job with the head sculpt here. It really does look like Pete Dunne, and I do like the fact that he has a little smile, and you can see the mouth guard in his mouth. That's a really nice touch. Overall, really happy with the way the face came out. It does look like Pete Dunne from several angles, although from here, it kind of looks like Jesus with rotting teeth, but I'm not even going to touch that any more than I already did. But he does look really nice, and I do like the fact that they did give him his undercut, which is proper. He does have the longer hair now, but unfortunately it does sit a little off his body, which is a good and bad thing. Bad thing because it's floating off his body. Good thing is that it doesn't hinder articulation, and that's mainly for his entrance vest. So overall, the face does look really nice, and it's an improvement over the Elite 64 Pete Dunne. Having a look at his attire, though, he is pretty much the exact same figure that we got for the Elite 64 exclusive. However, we do get a different singlet for him here. You can see he has the intricate designs right here. We do have his little bear wolf. I don't even know what it actually is. I'm calling it a bear wolf. And then we have some nice gold decals right here. Nothing on the back, no Bruiserweight sign, no nothing, but he does look impressive, and I do like the way the singlet looks. And one complaint I have against Mattel, and it's the same complaint every time, you can obviously see a color difference in the torso and the arms because the torso is colored flesh tone. Though it might look good under normal lights, under my harsher lighting you can obviously tell there is significant differences, and it's a little bothersome. They should really mold that in flesh color. I don't know why they don't, but overall, it's still an okay thing. You can see he does have black wrist tape on, and that's the same for both arms. Although, mine has a little bit of gold right there. I don't know if that came from here or the title, but it's really shiny gold, so that probably came from him in package holding the title belt the way he did, because it was something like this, wasn't it? But anyway, I digress. Moving on, he doesn't wear any knee pads, but we do have his tattoo right here, which again, they did a really good job with it. Really do like the way that looks. And then we do get some really basic black kick pads. Not the most intricate or exciting design for a wrestler, but he's not about the flash. He's about picking his opponent apart piece by piece, and I think Mattel has done a really good job capturing Pete Dunne here. So, with that out of the way, guys, let's actually compare him to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Pete Dunne posed next to an Ultimate Edition's Brock Lesnar and a basic Jeff Hardy. And finally, here we have the Elite 75 Pete Dunne posed next to the Collector's Edition Elite 64 Pete Dunne. So with that out of the way, let's actually take a closer look at the Bruiserweight's articulation. He does sport the standard Elite articulation. We do have a really nice ball joint here at the head, and it does move around really nicely. Doesn't look down all too well, does look up a little bit better, but it kind of sits in the middle of the head, so we really only get head tilt with him. His head does turn to the right, no problem. To the left, you are going to have a little bit of struggle with his hair. His arms do go out to the side. No problem, really do like that. They do a full 360, although they are a little bit loose on mine. It's not super loose that they can't hold their own weight, but it is noticeably loose, so do be aware of that might be an issue with yours. He does swivel at the bicep, single bend at the elbow, swivel and hinge at the wrist, although mine is a little bit stiff, but we do get it to move. He does have an ab crunch, which does go back only to about there, and you can actually see they didn't really paint the top of his ab crunch all too well. That's a little bit disheartening. He does crunch forward only to about there, so we don't get the most articulation out of that. He does, of course, swivel at the waist, which is a really tight joint for some reason. Legs do kick forward to about there, go back, out to the side, pretty far, I do like that. Swivel at the thigh. We have a double bend at the knee, and because he doesn't wear knee pads, there's really nothing hindering him there, so I do like that. He does swivel at the boot, does have a hinge in the ankle, which goes back about that far, comes forward about that far. It could go a little bit further, but it's still really tight. And then we do have rocker ankle. So overall, Pete Dunne here comes with enough accessories plus a really nice tile, and his articulation is fantastic. So with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so finally, here we have the Elite 75 Pete Dunne pose for my final thoughts. And overall, I really like the way this figure came out. It is a great improvement over the previous Pete Dunne that we did get. Now, I can see why a lot of people would prefer this figure over the previous Elite figure. This one is a little bit more accurate. He does come with a title that we have only seen with exclusive figures, and this was the first release of the United Kingdom title at mass retail. Other than that, it's just been an exclusive title. Then again, we have had a Pete Dunne figure in the past. However, just like with the title, he was an exclusive figure, so he was kind of hard to come by, and I'm really glad that they did include Pete Dunne in a new series, because that would make it easier and more accessible for collectors to get. The only problem is that Pete Dunne here was a really hard figure to track down. I never saw one at retail. Every time I went to the stores, it was always Kalisto and Mandy Rose, and those were the only two I ever saw on shelves. I think I saw Seth Rollins once, but that's neither here nor there. I think having Pete Dunne here is a really good choice for a mainline figure. However, he was incredibly hard to come by, and I did have to pick mine up from Amazon. If you are looking to pick up this particular version of Pete Dunne, just like with the last release, he is pretty expensive secondhand market. I got lucky and found mine on Amazon for $25, which is pretty cheap what they're asking for him on the secondhand market. The secondhand market, he is going for an upwards of $90. So if you didn't find him at retail, be expecting to pay $90 if you don't have a Pete Dunne in your collection. I was going to say Pete Rose. He's not a baseball player. But anyway, if you have this figure, you'll probably like him as much as I do. If you don't have him, unfortunately, he is a pretty penny secondhand market. So hopefully you guys were able to track him down, because Elite 75 is no longer in stores at the time I'm making this video. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other WWE videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos. I post really interesting pictures there, so go check that out. And as always, take care, everyone. I'll see you later.